Hey everybody, welcome to tonight's pour. Now tonight's pour is going to be a car themed one. This one is a 1960 VW delivery van. It says Power Flowers on there. So I went with this one. The VW, the hippie, it reminds me of the 70s, the 60s and 70s. Yes, I was alive in the 60s. I was born in 1963, so um, you can do the math on how old I'm going to be this year. So anyway, I wanted to go with these bright colors. Normally, I just go with a plain color background. Not plain, but one color background, I guess was the best way to say it. And then have colors come out the back as the effect coming out the back of the vehicle. So tonight I wanted to go with a multiple colors for the background. And I've done that a couple of times, and I've always liked how they turned out, and they've always sold pretty well. So my main colors I'm going to do is I'm going to use a sky blue by Master's Touch, and then also a light green by Master's Touch, and then the yellow. Oh, let me reach back there. It's on the floor. It's just Artist Loft. There we go. It's just yellow. Now those are going to be my main colors, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually, instead of like spreading the base color down with my palette knife, getting it covering the whole canvas, and then start filming, I'm actually going to film, because I'm going to do a dirty pour with some silicone, because I want the cells in it to create the just another level to this kind of crazy pastel type colors for the 70s flower power type stuff. But I'm probably going to add some different colors to it, like red, maybe some orange, some white. I don't think I'm gonna add black. I don't think it really needs black. Maybe a touch in the effect out the back. I don't know. And we'll see what other colors. I'm really gonna kind of see how it looks when I get done. So tonight I'm gonna film the pouring into the cup before I do the dirty pour with the silicone, so you can kind of see the process there. I know I usually don't do that. It's really kind of I kind of cut out the boring parts of the process. But hey, let's do it tonight. All right, so we have our bigger cup, and we've got the three main colors already mixed up. So we're gonna go with a little bit of yellow first. I think some green. We're just gonna pour it in on top of it. We'll go a little bit at a time here. I'm gonna add some white in there. Not a whole lot. Just repeat the process. Some white. Now I'm going to add some silicone. Now I just use a can of silicone spray. I've had this for umpteen million years now, and so you don't use a whole lot. Just a squirt like that. Boy, that smell brings back the old days of painting, because I used to use silicone in everything. I'm going to pour this last bit in. Okay. And then some white. And then I think I'm going to put a dash of red in there just to, I was afraid of that. This one's probably clogged up. Now I have a little paper clip. I have a little paper clip right here, so I can dig that out pretty quick. Yeah, it dries up there at the end. So you can just dig it out. And there it is. See that? We're going to put that right there because there's a little bit more in there. A couple things of them. Just wipe that off so it doesn't build up. Then I got paint on my arm, as usual, par for the course. Now we can squirt some red in there. And I think I'll leave the, I'll get rid of these cups. All right. Now we're going to put our canvas back down. So we have our canvas right here. And I bought these little stands. You can buy them on Amazon for pour paint, for setting stuff up on. Or I think you get, I don't know how many you get, a dozen. I think it is, I don't know how many. All right, so there's our cup. So we're just going to kind of go wild on this. And kind of get go like that. Then we're going to get some movement here. Just kind of get it going good. Yeah. Kind of fill in those areas here. Make that real quick. Kind of fill in those spots that don't have any paint. I'll just use my fingers because they're full of paint right now. Kind of fill those in. There's a spot there. Sorry, I'm gonna look. Trying not to get paint on my shirt, but that's what I wear this shirt for, is my paint shirt. Oops, sorry. All right. Get a paper towel here. Clean off the hands a little bit. Alrighty. As you can see, those cells are growing with that heat on them. And I actually think I'm going to turn this around just because I'm used to going this way. I did get paint on my shirt. Oh well. That's why I wear this shirt, because I get paint on. I've got resin and paint, silicone, all sorts of stuff on me on this shirt. I'm gonna wipe it off a little bit just because I keep my hand in it. All right, so we have our car. I might try to go like this, kind of get a curve like that. So we are gonna do some black in there, I think. Just get all sorts of paint on me. But we're going to put a little bit in there like that and go like that. Whew. There we go. There we go. I want this just to be kind of a wild looking piece. I'm going to do some orange. That one's clogged too. Hold on just a second. Yeah, look at all that was in there. Phew. I put caps on these, back on these, but yeah, I haven't used these in a while. just because I've kind of taken a little break from painting. So it's a little thick. It's already clogging back up. Trying to get this out. Sorry, I might have to edit this part out. I don't know. There we go. I think I do like this red in here. And some white. I think I'm going to use a straw for this. We have our W bug right there. All right, now all we have to do is wait for this to dry. And of course, since I use silicone, before we resin it, you need to, let's get a little bit better shot of that, all that. Oh, sorry. So if you use silicone in your paints and you're going to resin, you really do need to either clean it once it's dried to get the silicone residue that's on top, because it will separate your resin and it will not look good. It'll look splotchy. Or what I do instead of cleaning is I seal it with a glossy enamel spray real good, and that seals it enough that it won't separate your resin. All right. Sometimes I like just a crazy, very busy painting, sometimes with lots of colors. And so I think that's what we got here. So there is a little bit of orange in there, or maybe that's kind of a peachy orange right there on the flower by the rear tire. But that's all right. It doesn't have to match exactly. So there you have it. All we have to do now is wait for it to dry, and we will have a pretty colorful painting. I'm really happy with it. And of course, well, excuse me, VWs are very popular. Excuse me. So this will probably sell pretty quick, I would guess. All right. All right, as you can see, it is dried. I've given it 2 good coats of glossy enamel spray to make sure that the silicone doesn't come through. So we got 7 ounces of resin, Promise Epoxy, 3.5 the hardener, 3.5 of the epoxy. So I wanted to get this one done. I kind of like it. It's pretty more busy background, I guess you could say. So I kind of like doing that every once in a while, not having just a solid background on them. sometimes you got to change things up a little bit. So I kind of did want it a little bit more yellow, but I'm still all right with it. So we're going to get this spread out pretty good here. Make sure that every part of this is covered, and I'd like to have the sides covered as well. So there's a spot. And sometimes when you're standing above it, sometimes you can't see if you've got a spot open still. So a lot of times before I take my glove off that I'm using to spread around this stuff, I'll sit down and get another angle at it and the light shine on it to make sure that I've hit every little spot, because you do not want a spot that doesn't have any resin on it. All right, that should be done. Look real quick, get a good glance. Oh, we got it all. So I've been out of the studio a little bit these days. I just haven't been, even though I think about painting a lot, sometimes it's just hard to get up and come down here and paint. Life happens, things are going on. You know, I love spending time with my wife, even if we're not doing anything. We're just sitting there in the living room watching some TV or on our phones and iPads and whatnot. Just being with each other is a joy. So she goes to bed a lot earlier than I do, a few hours before I do. So that's usually when I come down here and paint. I think I've said this in a number of videos before, but there are some here lately, just some nights I just think about it, oh, I'm gonna go down and paint. And I sit there and watch some videos on my phone or whatever. And next thing you know, it's like 10:30, 11. I'm like, oh, well, I'm not gonna go paint now. It's a little late. Or sometimes I just don't feel like it. Sometimes I physically don't feel well. I've had some back issues, so there's a couple times I was ready to come down and my back hurts. So not that this takes a lot out of me with my back, but there is some bending over a little bit. So I just like, I'll just sit here. And sometimes I go 2 or 3 weeks without painting. Just I'm not feeling it. You know, it's kind of like writers. They have writer's block. Sometimes you just aren't inspired by anything, or but I still think about it. Which I think I would probably get worried if I didn't think about it during those times when I'm not really in the mood to paint, but I still think about it. So yeah. So I think I got all of it. Let me look. I think I got all these bubbles. All right, that's a very colorful. So here we have our effect. We have our car. So we're going to put it right. I think we're going to put it about right here. Maybe just there. There we go. All right. Maybe just a hair there. There we go. I think I like it right there. Almost like it's going right in between that spot there. All right. That's a pretty crazy looking one. Let me know what you think. Do you think it's a little too crazy, a little too busy? Not liking it? Let me know. Leave a comment. Hit the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber. Hit the like button or the dislike button. Leave a comment. Thanks for watching.